Hello, everyone. My name is Marta Villanueva. I am from the University of Texas, Rio Grande Valley, and I am truly honored and grateful for the opportunity to present at the TISAP conference and for the chance to work alongside my mentor, Dr. Murat Karabalut. Today, I will be presenting to you my research titled The Influence of Music and Social Interaction on Physiological Responses and Perceived Enjoyment During HIIT and BFR Performance. Now, if this was a live conference or presentation, what I would do is to ask everyone, how many of you like to work out? I know some of you might raise your hands, but I also know that some of you might not. In my case, I do like to work out, but I need somebody with me. I cannot do it by myself. If I was to work out by myself, first of all, I would feel horrible. I wouldn't feel motivated and I would give up. But if I was to have somebody, like I would continue and pull through. But I also know that there's people that like to work out by themselves. And hey, that's okay. Everybody's different. But I know that just like me, there's a lot of people out there. And for that reason, I came up with my study. Because even though mostly everybody know that exercise is a very important key for good health, a lot of people don't work out. One of the many reasons why people don't work out is the answer that I mostly hear is I don't have time, either because of work or because of school or because they don't enjoy it. Just like somebody doesn't like to do their homework sometimes or study, uh, or they don't feel motivated. So whenever I joined Dr. K's lab and I started to learn a little bit about research, I started to see things in a different way. And I started to notice a few things. Like one of them was that whenever I would walk across campus to go from one class to another or work or research, is that whenever I was by myself, I would feel horrible. It would feel like forever. I would be in pain and I would be gasping for air. But then I also noticed that whenever I would walk with a friend, I was having such a wonderful time. I didn't feel pain. Time actually went super fast and I was not gasping for air. So for that reason, I came out with my study. For my study, we decided to combine exercise through high-intensity interval training, known as HIIT, and blood flow restriction training, known as BFR. Also, we decided to combine music because, hey, who doesn't like music? And also, music has been proven to just make everything more enjoyable. In my personal case, I need music for everything, even to study. Like if I don't have music, I cannot study. And also, we decided to add social interaction. Because like I told you, when I was with a friend, everything would feel so much better. So, hey, physical contact or social interaction might things just make better in exercise. So for that reason, the purpose of my study is to study the effects of music and social interaction on heart rate, blood pressure, rating of perceived exertion, also known as RPE, mood state, and delayed onset muscle soreness in HIIT and BFR training. Now for the methods section part, the sample of the study actually consisted in a total of 20 healthy recreationally active adults. They all average between the age of 22 years old. The age range was between the ages of 18 and 40 years old. The participants could not have any medical conditions and they could not be involved in any structured training. So like let's say if they had like a regular workout routine that was not too intense, they could continue to do that. But let's say they wanted to try something new like Pilates, they wouldn't be able to do that because then that would affect the results of the study. The participants had to sign a consent and they had to get screened through some questionnaires like the ACSM, the PARQ Plus, and the Venus Return Questionnaire to make sure that they could proceed to be part of the study. The participants completed a total of 5 sessions in a randomized order. This was a within subject design, like The first session for everybody was familiarization, and then the other four sessions were randomized, and they had like four experiment. Each one was an experimental condition. Like the first one was HIIT individual, the other one was HIIT group, then BFR individual and BFR group. For all the sessions, music was used. The music beats per minute used for this was between 100 and 150 beats per minute. However, for the BFR sections, music between 100 to 120 beats per minute was used. And then for the HIIT, it was 120 to 150 beats per minute. All the sessions had a 40-second workout followed by a 20-second rest during a period of 20 minutes. For the BFR sessions, the participants had to wear BFR cups. If you're not familiar, they look kind of like the cup that they put on the blood pressure. And then they would be filled with mercury according to their capillary refill time. But this was just for all the BFR sessions. We also measure heart rate, blood pressure, RPE, mood state. For the mood states, we actually tested for tension, depression, anger, vigor, fatigue, confusion, happy, and calmness using the Brunel mood scale, also known as BROMS. And we also tested for delayed onset muscle soreness. All the group sessions they had integrated social interaction. So like, let's say in some cases, there would be like some high fives, like some holding for support, and sometimes even some patty cake. Also, we wanted to make the sessions fun. So yes, they were working out, but I made the sessions in a way that they were dancing. So they were dancing, working out just to make it more enjoyable. And this was for all sessions. So right here in this diagram, you can actually see everything that follow. So as you can see, we have the sessions. Like I mentioned, there was a participant screening. They had to do their consent and health screening to make sure that they could continue being part of the study. And then the sessions were randomized. Also, there was some pre and post and during measurements. And of course, the exercise protocol and a 24-hour follow-up. So let's say, for example, blood pressure and delayed onset muscle soreness was tested pre and post. And then like heart rate and RPE was tested pre, during, and post. So actually, we were every 5 minutes, we would be asking the participants how they were feeling, or we would check their heart rate with some heart rate monitors that they had around like their sternum area. What else? Also, I wanted to mention that this study is actually part of a bigger study. Like this study is already completed, but we also collected oxytocin through saliva samples. But the samples haven't been analyzed yet, and we're actually in the process. So at the moment, I'm just gonna be focusing on everything that I mentioned before, but I just wanted to bring it up so that you're aware that we're actually gonna be also testing for the hormonal responses, and you might be able to see these in a future presentation. Let's see. Okay, now let's move on to the results. As you can see in this table, you can find all the participants' characteristics. As I mentioned before, it was a total of 20 participants. It was actually 9 male and 11 female. Here you can find their age, their height, their body mass, and their BMI. Now let's move on to mood. So whenever we tested for tension, actually we tested to see how anxious, nervous, and panicky and worried the participants felt. So here, as you can see on this chart, there was a significant decrease in tension from pre to post on BFR and HIIT groups of 0.01. So this just show, you know, that in the group sessions, participants just felt so much better than before. And actually that's really nice to see that, you know, that if they were nervous or if they were scared, they actually felt so much better after exercising. So now let's move on to bigger. Whenever we talk about bigger, we actually tested for how active, alert, energetic, and lively they felt. And here you can see how there was a significant change in vigor in time across from pre to post across all the conditions of 0.01. And honestly, that's great because this just shows um that everybody felt just so much better, because who would think that after working out, like let's say you were feeling tired before, now you're more energetic after you work out. So that's just a great thing to see. Now, whenever we tested for happy, we actually tested to see how cheerful, content, happy, and satisfied they felt. And as you can see, well, actually, in all of them, they were tested pre and post. The light blue is pre, and the royal blue is post. But yeah, in happiness, we can see that there was a significant increase in happiness from pre to post of 0.01 across all the conditions. And also each condition resulted in greater scores post exercise of 0.03. I'm sorry, 0.03. And that is just great because let's say somebody came in upset, or if they were having a bad day or anything, they just felt so much better. And that's a great thing to see. So now let's go to heart rate. So here on heart rate, you can see that there was significant changes in heart rate over time of 0.01. And actually, whenever it came to the heat conditions, they were significantly higher, close to being significantly higher to the BFR sessions. And look at the P ranges. They were between 0.01 to 0.062, and that is just great. And honestly, it was very expected to see the heart rate raise because, come on, we needed to see the heart rate raising so that we're able to get oxygen and our muscles could get energy. Because if we're working out, our muscles are gonna need a lot of energy, and for that we need the oxygen. So that is just great. But personally, my favorite routine was the HIIT. It was more intense, but it felt so much more fun. And I mean, I did the routine myself, and I just felt so much more energetic. Now let's go ahead and look at the rate of perceived discomfort. Here, you can actually see that there was a significant decrease in BFR group compared to HIIT individual of P0.02. So what does this mean? This just shows that combining BFR with social interaction and music may be able to help us improve and recover from exercise so much better, and just feel so much happier and just feel better. Like I have had some participants come and tell me, and actually some of them continue to try to do the routine as they were in the study, and they just feel so much better. Some of them, like they would be too serious, and now they're smiling all over the place, and they have gotten other people to do their routines with them. And they just share with me how much better they feel. And as you can see here in the results, this shows that it's true. So that for me is good because my study was able to have an impact in their lives, and also they're getting other people to do that with them. So for me, my study uh, had it just shows that it did what it was supposed to do. My bad. So now for the conclusion, we can say that whenever we exercise in both individual and group settings with HIIT and BFR protocols, there was an improvement in mood, particularly when it came to bigger. And we already know that bigger is something good, not something bad, because sometimes when we hear the word bigger, it's like, oh my God, bigger. It's like something like, I don't know. Whenever I heard the word bigger first, I thought of something like, oh my God, super tired or something like that. I'm so sorry. But no, they just felt so much more lively, alert, and energetic and active. I'm sorry, I'm gonna pause this because I'm gonna continue coughing. Sorry about that. I couldn't stop coughing. But yeah, like I was saying, I feel like my study served its purpose and a portion, and I hope that this my study gets bigger. But like I was saying, yeah, just like the study overall, it shows like how the group sessions offer so many more benefits, like less tension, less discomfort, and and just so much more enjoyment. Sorry, I don't know why I can't stop coughing. Also, like with this, we can see how music and socialization are very powerful tools that we can use to be able to enhance performance and also support recovery and make valuable additions to high intensity programs. Because let's say we could do that this to a school, like let's say at school, or just make other things so much better in a workout routine. Or like I mentioned before, that some of the participants that are continue to work out doing the same things and inviting others to do so. So as I as I said before, well, the only thing I can say now is I hope you enjoy my study. We have put a lot of hard work and effort into this, and I hope that you are able to see the next part of the study whenever we're done with oxytocin data analysis. Before anything, I would like to thank and acknowledge the support from the NIH T34 B2B Med Grant, T34 GM 137854. I also would like to thank my mentor, Dr. Murad Karabalut, for supporting me throughout this journey, Dr. Olku Karabalut, Dr. Suan Chu, Dr. Randall Monty, the master students that helped me out throughout this journey, which are Brian Mitsumi and Rebecca Schlatter. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoy my presentation. Goodbye.